What is up YouTube, and welcome to this MCU video. So if you're new to the channel, please do consider leaving a like and a subscribe down below if you did enjoy the video. So I'm wearing my Vigilante Club t-shirt because next month, I'm recording this on the 19th, so we're like less than a month, less than like 2 or 3 weeks away until we get DC TV back on our screens, and I'm excited. But this is an MCU video, and we've had some very interesting news, which, to be honest, didn't come as much of a shock to me. Variety have reported that we will be getting some new Marvel TV shows, which they're always making new shows. Of course, we've got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was stunning, and if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend going and checking out and catching up with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It was so good. But this is interesting because we've got the new Disney streaming service. This is the brand new platform coming from Disney. Of course, at the moment we have Disney Life, which is like every single Disney movie and TV show out at the moment, which is pretty cool, none to say the least. A lot of that stuff's on Netflix. However, Disney are slowly taking their stuff off of Netflix and Amazon Prime and Hulu and things like that. So in time, you won't be able to watch these shows on Netflix. Because, just the other week, Black Panther came out on Netflix, but from 2019, they won't be having any of this. And I believe I saw as well, I was watching Guardians of the Galaxy last night, and I think I've worked out that last Easter egg. I'm just working on that video at the moment. But it said that that is on the streaming service until like today or something. I think it's removed today, but luckily I've got the Blu-ray of it. However, they are doubling down on this streaming service. This is huge for them. They are making their own platform. If you're a wrestling fan like myself, you will remember the absolute mind-melting thing that was the WWE Network that was created a few years ago. And WWE really did lose a lot of money because they were making the entire platform. You could get it for $9.99 a month and get every single pay-per-view. So here you can get every single show you want on a new bespoke streaming service, which is going to make them a lot of money. And let's not forget that these streaming deals make these companies a hell of a lot of money. The money that Netflix pays to get this content is massive. So it's also a big problem for Netflix. I would have said a couple of years ago. I don't see this being a problem for Netflix because, to be honest, I think that really they will survive because they have their own shows. I've just wrapped up watching BoJack Horseman Season 5, and now Netflix, because they've invested so much money in their original shows, you had American Vandal Season 2 as well, there is a reason to keep these platforms going. So there's a reason. Amazon Prime, not so much. There's not really much reason to subscribe to that because, well, if you get it anyway, if you're an Amazon Prime member, to get the whole next day delivery. So really that makes sense. That's a supplemental thing as well as of course Netflix having their own shows, which is pretty darn awesome. So I don't see it being a problem. However, Disney, to get this off the ground, is going to be massive because CBS had a huge problem with their streaming service, and they made Star Trek Discovery, with exception of I believe the first 2 episodes were shown on CBS, and then the rest were shown on their streaming service. And internationally, this was shown on Netflix, so it didn't really do that well, but Star Trek Discovery was amazing. It was a really good show, even if you're not like a huge Trekkie. Now, I highly recommend going and checking that out. So my point here is the fact that they need to get these big guns out to get these subscriptions, because WWE fared a bit of a problem because they spent so much money on making the infrastructure. Netflix have done it over multiple years. So what they are doing here is they are actually going to be having Scarlet Witch and Loki have their own 6 to 8 episode TV shows. So we will see an anthology series. So this will pretty much be the MCU version of Han Solo, like the Star Wars story. So we had Han Solo, we had Rogue One, which being the best Star Wars of the modern era, that is. Not compared to the original 3. I'm not absolutely insane. But they will be having this anthology series all the same. So this is exploring characters which are not featured too much in the movies. So, or at least the focal point with this in mind, because Loki and Scarlet Witch haven't been involved too much in having their huge kind of like the focal point. So they've not had their own separate movies. Obviously Loki's been heavily involved in each of the Thor movies, and of course most notably 2012's Avengers Assemble. if you're in the UK, because we got that stupid name, it's actually Avengers if you're anywhere else with a sane planet. But so we will be just seeing an anthology series. It will be probably more like Agent Carter and things like that, and I expect it will tell different stories of the week and maybe then focus on different villains. So maybe it'll be like low-level villains. What we could have, it could be like we had the Hand involved with the Netflix shows. So with that in mind, we'll have many smaller villains perhaps. And I know Loki's a villain, but I expect it will probably be focusing on his time as well, because he's lived for like 1500 years. We can focus more on how he has lived and what happened and what he's been working on behind the scenes. What I would really like is how he learnt to get involved with Thanos. That'd be what I'd like to see. And then Scarlet Witch as well, I'd like to see her being an Avenger as well. But they've confirmed that there will be no proper Avengers. There'll be no original Avengers. So people like Thor, Captain America, Iron Man. But that doesn't rule out the Hulk. The Hulk could probably get involved because, well, he doesn't have any movies. There are licensing problems for his movies, and Kevin Feige's taken a hands-on approach here. So it'd be nice to see them actually go forward and explore more of the Hulk story in this TV series. And it is a great supplement to the rest of the movies as well. And I'm excited to see where they go with that. And I think that's going to be some great fun with this. They're going to be rumoured to be spending a lot of money to rival that of Game of Thrones with this as well. So that's why it's only going to be about 6 or 8 episodes too. So it will be like it's a proper spin-off, where we'll probably be seeing different stories from the comics. And I would love to see more Scarlet Witch as well. And if they are going to go through the route of her actually being a mutant, if they're going to explain this in the video I did a couple of weeks ago, where it's unlocked her mutant gene, well, they can tell the story of other X-Men and how the mutants came to be within the MCU in that story as well. But I'm excited to see where they go with that. However, the Captain Marvel trailer dropped yesterday, and those of you who watched my breakdown, you loved it. I'm grateful that you watched it. So many of you watched it. The channel's bouncing back heavily. We've had a very hard time the last few months. But one thing that I noticed in the trailer was really, really cool, and I've posted a lot of my thoughts and things like that on Twitter and Instagram as well. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Superheronexus, the same on Twitch as well, so go and follow us on there. Check it out, all the links are down below in the description. But it seems like that, while I've said repeatedly before they will be doing a Secret Invasion adaptation here, well, it does seem to me like the KreeSkrull War is being merged with the Secret Invasion. Now, in the comics, we did have the KreeSkrull War where Ronan the Accuser wanted to revert the Earth back to a prehistoric time, get rid of the population, and use it as a staging area to fight the Skrulls. Now, of course, the Skrulls are invading Earth here, and while the Skrull invasion never played too much of a big part in the original Captain Marvel comic and the KreeSkrull War, it wasn't like a huge major invasion like Secret Invasion. It seems like they are merging the fact that the Skrulls were hiding on Earth and like getting ready for an assault. Well, that is definitely what they're doing here, as we see in the scene. We actually see Nick Fury holding an ice pack to his face. Ben Mendelsohn is next to him, who we know is a Skrull, and there's a Skrull on the slab there in that shield facility. So this is the person that Nick Fury trusted, and then he lost an eye. So that's what they're doing there, and this is actually a callback to the Secret Invasion kind of first story, where Nick Fury got the body of Elektra, who then turned out she was a Skrull. Once she died, she reverted back to the Skrull like physiology, and then we saw that go on, and then the invasion be found. All this on the back of the Illuminati going to the Kree and the Skrull empires, getting captured and saying that never involve Earth in the KreeSkrull War, only to be experimented on, and then they learn how to actually adapt the bodies of the Skrulls to like superpowers and look like the heroes of Earth, like Captain Marvel. So while that part probably won't happen, I expect that they are going to just use this and they are ready to invade, and so are the Kree as well. And Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, is sent to Earth to investigate, just like the original Captain Marvel comics, but they are merging these together, and I expect possibly after this they will learn how to actually, they will return to Earth and this will be the full secret invasion. However, that is it for this video. Please drop a like, please do subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.